While the South Shore took a direct hit from the storm, the North Shore was not spared as well. And 1 year later, the small village of Bayville is still feeling the pain from what happened during the storm. Bayville's Hanan Kamal has our story.
You feel like disbelief.
I just paused because it was so devastating.
We canoed to the front door.
Val Mangelli, Katie Byrne, and Helen Ober, friends and residents of 16th Street in Bayville. They were left in shock after Sandy devastated their North Shore neighborhood.
Our block, it's underwater. Oh, man.
My husband came back early in the morning, and he said, just come in with your boots and we'll canoe home. I'm not used to ever taking, but it was the first time I had to sit there and say, I don't even have a sheet, I don't have a coat, I don't have a pair of shoes for my kids.
Their home is a village of 7,000 people, less than 1.5 square miles, and virtually surrounded by water. Several of the neighbors captured what they experienced during the storm in online videos and images.
And that's the seawall. That's where our beach should be. Days like this, I'm glad I have a...
Devising storm mitigation plans was a straightforward task for most Long Island communities, not for Bayville, a village cynics call a glorified sand dune. There is still no firm project on the table to guard against future storms, but there are some ideas. A U.S. Army Corps of Engineers study has called on a plan that would basically ring the village with a sheet pile wall encased by a stone and sand berm. But Mayor Douglas Watson says he doesn't believe the entire village needs to be walled in.
We don't have to protect something that's basically grass and wooded area. So we can protect the parts that where the water does come in and affects the people's homes. It'll be money wisely spent. It'll be a smaller project, so it's more likely to get done.
Mayor Watson hopes federal recovery money will turn the ideas into action. Bayville has come a long way in the past year, but the mayor wants to make sure the village never again suffers what happened during Sandy. Homes were flooded and a vital span was knocked out of service. It took almost 7 months to reopen the Bayville Bridge and West Shore Road. In that time, Bayville seafood manager Rick Ballstrom says his firm and neighboring stores lost nearly half of their business.
When the road was out, this end of town became like a ghost town because out of sight, out of mind. People didn't come to this end of town. They drove around the other way.
Another victim of the superstorm was the Bayville Haunted Firehouse. The event has drawn large crowds and raised funds every year since 1990. Organizer and Bayville firefighter Henry Incarnation says they lost everything when water filled the firehouse basement.
You can picture this area down here with about this much, 4 to 5 feet of water.
And he says the money needed to hold the popular event just isn't there.
Minimum, maybe $150,000 to rebuild.
But the people of Bayville say their village is resilient.
One thing about this town, Bayville comes together. We didn't have a lot of outside help, but we did have was inside help.
Even if their village is completely restored, residents say since Sandy, their lives and their outlook will never be the same.
And I'm so specific in taking care of everything. Now I don't care about my brand new wood floors or my children are running around. I'm just like, whatever.
In Bayville, Hanan Kamal, Fios 1 News.